Now, this is a story of a man, a dairy farmer, who came back from the dead. Doctors were all set to turn off his life support, but his family refused to give up. They demanded the hospital try high doses of vitamin C.
This is Aotearoa farmer Alan Smith in Auckland's intensive care unit shortly before the doctors told his family his life support should be turned off and he be allowed to die. As Alan lay in a coma in Auckland Hospital, heavily medicated, ECMO and other machines keeping him alive, Sonia began a detailed diary.
Saturday, 4th of July. Told this morning that it's 100% swine flu with no other bacteria. He is worst case in New Zealand and Aussie, to be put on an ECMO machine. X-ray chest, whole lungs clouded out.
These are those clouded out X-rays. Alan developed what's known as whiteout pneumonia. This is when the lungs can't be seen by X-ray, so full of infected fluids they are unable to take in any air whatsoever. Just as the family thought things couldn't get any worse, Alan was diagnosed with hairy cell leukemia. Auckland Hospital notes to the family say,
"The type of leukemia Mr. Smith has is potentially treatable if that's all he had. However, with his lung failure, Mr. Smith cannot survive."
Monday the 20th of July. United States specialist came. Alan's still same. Asked for meeting at 3 p.m. Told us they were going to turn off life support.
While Auckland Hospital refused to take part in this story, 60 Minutes has obtained Alan Smith's medical files and records of that Monday meeting.
This morning we, the CVICU consultants, met and discussed with the ECMO specialist from America, Mr. Smith's situation. The group is in unanimous agreement that Mr. Smith should be removed from ECMO and be allowed to die. Continuing is only prolonging his inevitable death.
My brother just stepped in and he said, "No, you haven't tried everything. You've got to try vitamin C intravenously, high doses." And they just said no.
The family pleaded with doctors that Alan be administered high-dose vitamin C, a treatment right outside of mainstream medicine. So what was the doctor's reaction?
Oh, they said no because there's no proof of it doing anything or doing anyone any good. Or my mind was just spinning because they wanted to turn him off, and I'm thinking, well, I hope we can get through this. And with that, Paul and Shane walked in.
That's your sons?
Yes, two of our boys. They walked in and then, you know, they really stood their ground.
I said to him, mate, I said, if you lie on that bed for as long as he had without vitamin C, you will die too, just like he's going to.
Paul and Shane and told me, they said, like, giving up, just like when you got a dead cow down. I said, well...
They'd given up.
I said, just force this vitamin C in them so it actually happens. And
it'd be fair to say the Smith boys, Paul, Josh and Shane, weren't backwards in coming forward.
I says, what have you got to lose, mate? You give me one good reason what you guys have got to lose by trying it. I says, because it's not fair that we, all of us, should go on living our lives with the thought in the back of our minds, you know, if only we'd pushed and tried harder, would it have saved them?
They were all about to find out if they'd pushed hard enough. The next day, Tuesday, Auckland Hospital arranged another family meeting.
All of intensive care unit medical staff have met again. We are all in agreement that vitamin C will be a benefit. We all agree Mr. Smith will not survive. However, one member feels slightly uneasy that we should wait a little longer before taking Mr. Smith off ECMO. It's therefore reasonable to wait until Friday. If Mr. Smith has shown no improvement by then, he will be taken off ECMO. In the meantime, given the family's strong beliefs about vitamin C, we are willing to give this over the next 2 days.
So, Tuesday night, he got his first dose of 25 grams through the IV. and Wednesday morning we got another 25 grams. The Wednesday afternoon they did a CT scan on his chest, and that's when they found the air pockets in his lungs, whereas the x-rays had showed just complete white.
So Alan's x-rays, before high-dose intravenous vitamin C, so full of infected fluid the lungs can't be seen. This x-ray taken after 2 days of high-dose vitamin C treatment. The lungs dramatically improved and readily visible. By D-Day, the Friday when Alan Smith was destined to die, when the ECMO life support was to be withdrawn, turned out to be the day Alan Smith was destined to, well, maybe, survive.
Mr. Smith is stable but still critical. He has improved over the last couple of days. Turning Mr. Smith prone has probably made the biggest difference. His chest x-ray is better.
They didn't agree or believe that the vitamin C turned him around, because
What did they think turned him around?
coincidentally, the same time as he started getting his vitamin C, they proned him, which was turning him over onto his stomach. So that's their argument on that's why he got better. So my question to that is, why didn't you try that before even suggesting to turn the machine off?
So less than a week after the high-dose vitamin C was started, Alan had improved to the point that he could be taken off ECMO life support.
Sunday 26th July. Got taken off ECMO this morning today, hooray. Seems funny seeing him breathing again. He is taking a few of his breaths on his own.
Then, just as the family felt they could breathe a bit easy themselves, Alan's health started to dive. They would find the vitamin C had been stopped.
This time, a different consultant was there, and he was just so adamant against it. He sat back in his chair, rolled his eyes and crossed his arms and looked at the ceiling and said, "Nah, not putting him back on it. Nah, nah."
Did he make you feel like a bit of an idiot?
He did, and it's the first time I ever wanted to hit someone.
I got quite serious with that doctor.
How serious?
The meeting was stopped, put it that way.
3 days later, the vitamin C was restarted, but only very low doses of 1 gram twice a day.
So we got them all in one mob? 2 mobs?
Now, while these King Country brothers certainly don't claim to be medical experts, they say the mucking about with the vitamin C was reflected by the changes in their father's health, and they say you'd have to be a bit thick not to see what was going on.
So he was on 100 grams per day, improving rapidly, very rapidly. And then he went downhill rapidly when they stopped it, cold turkey. When he got put back on vitamin C after that heated meeting, it was at a very low dose. Slowly recovered, and it wasn't until we got some oral lipospheric vitamin C into him, and that's when he once again recovered really fast.
After a total of 9 weeks in a coma, Alan eventually was woken, which is when Sonia began administering vitamin C to Alan herself, using a special high-dose oral form known as lipospheric. Using a special high-dose oral form known as lipospheric. Using a special high-dose oral form known as lipospheric. The next step was meant to be months of rehabilitation.
See, I was taking 6 grams of that a day, of the lipospheric. And of course, when I had to go to rehab again to learn to walk, I was told I'd be there for 3 months. Well, in 3 months, I did not like the sound of that. But I walked out of that hospital in 1 day, under 14 days.
Says to me, "Hey, Smitty, you owe me $15. I said, "What do I owe you $15 for, John?" He said, "I went and got me suit dry cleaned for your funeral, and you bugger, you've come back."
Just a note, Alan Smith no longer shows any signs of having leukemia.
Well, they can say what they like, really, because basically I am alive. I was supposed to be dead. They wanted to turn me off. And here I am, I'm alive.